I'm currently at the Indiana Memorial Union, where construction is underway for the IU Dining Plaza. As you can see, this main entrance that most students took advantage of now remains closed and locked. A place that serves up a great cup of coffee and great service is serving up this week's Tiny Dorm Matrix Ondo. Due to IU's policy of suspension of face-to-face class meetings, people who rely on hands-on equipment such as media school students will be closed out of the possibility of getting cameras and using other forms of equipment. Whether you're outside the front lawn of a frat house or within the halls of an IU sorority, members on both parties know what is at stake with the possibility of being suspended as a Greek organization. I'm here at Bart Kaufman Field where the sun is shining, birds are chirping, and yes, spring has finally sprung once again right here in Bloomington. It's officially spooky season here in Bloomington, and whether or not you believe in ghosts, IU's folklore department is here to tell you all the terrors and fears that lie right here on this campus. Can you tell us about the feeling you have when you're up on stage and all these people are watching you take the runway and really strut your stuff?
My feeling is being confident. I walk my confidence on a stage.
I'll give you that.
Are you guys Valentine's? Like, is he your Valentine?
Stop,
I'm
don't say
right
that.
now.
We're just friends.
Oh no, I just stripped it.
Every great artist has a
That
gift.
one's stripped.
For Vincent van Gogh, it was painting. Donatello, sculpting. And Jim DeWeese, creating something that's, well, missing.
22 years of doing this and I'm not burned out. I love what I do.
He loves it because of what he lost. Part of his leg to frostbite after a skiing accident.
It just slides in.
But that first prosthetic, just below the knee, was not doing the trick.
The leg I got wasn't very good. It did not fit right, but I didn't know any better.
It brought Jim to a radical decision. He quit his job, went back to college, and learned to make artificial limbs that do fit.
There I got one. If you want it done right, you got to do it yourself.
Jim DeWeese worked his way across the country crafting limbs. He opened non-for-profit clinics overseas helping the poor. And 17 years ago, he came back home to Bloomington and opened the Prosthetics Center of Indiana.
So rewarding to see people walk, to get a hug from them, crying because they thought there's never any way they could get a leg, and now they're walking, and it just totally changes their lives.
DeWeese was ready for his own life to change once again. He longed to adopt a child, but kept hearing no.
I was disqualified because I can't parent a child when I'm disabled. And so the doctors and therapists wrote letters that I play baseball, I run, I bike, I ski. This is what I do. I'm not disabled.
The boy he eventually adopted from China, Cameron, is. But like father, like son, neither of them seem to know it. Now 18, Cameron is a student at Bloomington North, into video games, texting, and his dad.
He's my inspiration, and yeah.
Inspiration for a life without limits, a life with love at the core.
What? Give me a
Ireland is right there.
Moving to a new school is never easy, especially when your new school is across the globe.
Trying to find. Indiana is right there.
Students across 31 different countries have moved across the world, coming to University Elementary School in Bloomington. One of those students, Isabel O'Sullivan.
I had to leave all of my friends in Ireland and change schools and basically just leave everything.
To help with the adjustment of a completely altered life, University Elementary sets global inclusion at its focus, with programs put in place all across the school. Its most popular one comes from within the school's cafeteria.
At University School, we have all the flags up in our cafeteria, and each of those flags represents students that have come to University School from different countries.
From the South Asian country of Bhutan to neighboring Canada, dozens of flags fill the lunchroom, each representing a face of a student. But one flag missing from representation? Isabel's.
When I first came here, they did not have an Irish flag, so that was kind of disappointing, but...
After many lunches of not seeing her flag held high like many other kids, Isabel's wish finally came true. Thanks to constant nagging of Principal Hopkins, her flag finally arrived. Her green, white, and orange Irish flag is now hung high right there.
When she got that flag, you just saw this sense of pride and joy in her face. And she took it and she was holding it up like you see Olympians do when they run around the track. The happiness on her face to know that her flag was going up in our cafeteria and she can sit there every day now and to point and to say, there's my flag. That's part of who I am.
Thanks to university's flag program, the cafeteria has become a place to celebrate each student's differences and a place to admire a shared human experience for all people from all walks of life.
It makes me feel a little bit less unique, and I kind of like that because here there's a lot of different people from a lot of different places in the world.
It's the moment that everyone remembers where they were and what they heard. All IU classes will move online, not in person, at least until April 6th, and it may go longer than that. IU says our safety is at stake. At exactly 4:06 p.m. Tuesday afternoon, IU's campus erupted to an urgent, university-wide alert. Tweets and emails came pouring in, informing the IU community of an unprecedented move to shut down in-person classes until April 6th, due to the concerns of student and staff exposure to the coronavirus.
I've never been through anything like this, so it's going to be an experience that I'll probably be able to tell my kids about.
IU's official statement came in an email from its Office of the President, signed by President Michael McRobbie. President Robbie's statement stated, "Following our scheduled spring break, students on all IU campuses will be taught remotely for 2 weeks. We are planning to resume face-to-face teaching on Monday, April 6th. However, that could change with the evolving situation." IU spokesman Chuck Carney says the move online comes to ensure safety to campus.
And this was a proactive action on our part. This was something that we felt we could do to try to alleviate any possible spread.
Some students see IU's decision as the right move.
Obviously, it's spring break, so many students are going to be traveling to different places, so it's just a good precaution to have.
Other students question the move from campus to the web.
I'm a stats major, so I have 2 really high-level math classes, and they're both very hard to learn in person, and they're only going to be even more difficult to learn out of person.
IU's move online has resulted in restructured classes and the removal of valuable learning tools from students. Due to IU's policy of suspension of face-to-face class meetings, people who rely on hands-on equipment such as media school students will be closed out of the possibility of getting cameras and using other forms of equipment.
I work on a podcast here, so a lot of that's on my laptop anyway. I can really do the editing. From there, I can do the email, whatever. The only problem is going to be the recordings. We're going to have to do those on cell phones.
Indiana University is working with its staff and faculty to properly adapt all forms of education online. Classes will remain online until Monday, April 6th, unless conditions of the virus grow or continue to worsen. And now, IUPUI, Purdue, Notre Dame, Butler, Ball State, and DePaul have all moved to online classes as well.
Can students return to their residence halls after spring break for those 2 weeks?
Yes, actually, thank goodness, they will stay open, and students are strongly encouraged to stay in their homes or their origin, where they're from, until April 6th or longer if the university extends it. Now, many international students don't have any other options, so this is very needed, definitely on campus for sure.
Absolutely. When you said it was the moment, that everyone will remember, I think that's definitely true.
We're living in history right now, for sure, yep. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.